Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Necromaniacs Horror Podcast. And this is the final episode of 2025, our end of the year extravaganza. So that means you've got me, Mike Hill, Jeff Kashid, and Mike Scandato, all three Necromaniacs on the line today.
All
How's it
right.
going, guys?
All right. Yes. What's going on, everybody? Good to be here. Good to hear your voices, Mike and Jeff.
Same.
Always look forward to this episode. And yeah, as Mr. Hill said, this will be the final episode of 2025. When we come back in 2026, we'll have some fresh new episodes in January, as well as episode 300, guys.
That's right, man.
Coming
Oh,
soon.
wow.
Yep, we got to prepare for that. We're going to think of something really cool for 300.
Yeah,
we can
for sure.
review the film 300.
I feel like that would annoy some listeners and be like, "This is the 300th episode."
It would annoy me.
And it would annoy you. Yeah, exactly. As much as I enjoyed that film,
It's kind of fitting. Last year we waited till the very end of the year. Actually, I think in the beginning of this year we did our year-end wrap-up. This year we're doing a little bit early, and I think that fits with the way this year has gone. Like, can we please just get this fucking over with?
Well, last year we literally waited for Nosferatu to come out. That's why we did it so late,
Yeah.
I'll have you know that my brother's podcast, I think, included Nosferatu in the 2025 films because it dropped so late in 2024. But I guess that's not the worst thing, right? I mean, but honestly, like, I wouldn't do it. That's not what I included it for 2024, fair and square. But I've noticed that some people may have also had that thought pattern. It's kind of like when the bands, like certain, more independent minded bands, drop records in like December on purpose, just to like say fuck you to these lists and all that shit. And it's like, and they end up either in one year or the next year because it came out in like late December. It's kind of good either way. But for me, if it hit a movie theater in 2024, it's a 2024 movie,
Yeah, I agree with that. And we made a deliberate like effort to hold off on doing that because we had a suspicion that it was going to at least be in the top 6 for at least one of us.
Oh yeah.
I believe
Absolutely.
Mike Hill and I, that was our number one. And Mr. Scandata, you had it pretty high up, I think 3 or 4.
Yes, I did. I'm just gonna come right out of the pocket and say this was not a strong year as opposed to 2023 and 2024. Do you guys think that right out of the gate?
Agreed.
As strong as a year?
No, it's definitely not.
I agree, but then I have to say that despite an incredibly weak beginning to this year, there was actually some decent movies that came out, and that's going to be reflected in the list this evening.
Same with me. Like last year, I think there was 4 films that when I saw, I said, "This is the one to beat." 4. This year, I think there was only one time I said that. So even like the my top 6, I feel like a lot of them wouldn't make it into my top 6 had they come out last year.
For this year, for me, it's all about my 1 and 2. To be very honest, I had a very strange year with new movies and new horror, and just the year itself, to be blunt. I didn't keep up with new horror as much as I usually do. It's going to reflect the list a little bit, but not in my number 1 and number 2, which I feel is in a lot of people's top 5, I guess, or top 3 or top 4. And to me, these 2 particular ones, when we get to them, of course, are strong as hell, movies. The rest of my list might raise a couple of eyebrows here and there, but we'll get to that, I guess, as we move along.
Excellent. And I agree with you. Like, I had not been keeping up with new films like I usually do. Like, I had a very rough start to the year, and that kind of put me in a different headspace. But I also agree with Mike Hill. I think it ended much stronger than it started.
Yeah, no doubt. So before we get going, let's give a shout out to the boys. Of course, if
Mhm.
you're listening to this podcast, you should be listening to the other Horsemen of the Podcasting Apocalypse shows. So kicking things off every other Monday, we've got Brandon Legion's Horror Wolf 666. What's up next on Tuesday, Mike?
Tuesday, we have the greatest metal podcast in the land, Jackie Smith's own Into the Necrosphere. This is the worst time of year, man, when he takes that long break as he goes on his Christmas holiday. He'll be back, I believe, what is it, the second week of January? But
Yeah,
make sure when he comes back, you come back with him because it is my favorite metal podcast, Into the Necrosphere.
I totally agree. And it really is it is literally the only music related podcast I listen to on a regular basis, to be honest. And it's a weekly basis for me too.
Yeah, my second would be Agitators Anonymous, but a lot of his episodes aren't even about music too. So there you go.
Yeah. So Wednesday, of course, is a double shot day. We've got Everything Went Black, as well as Iblis Manifestations, brought to you by Cheyenne of Trivax.
That's right. Thursday, you're listening to it right now, we hope. Near 12 years running, Necromaniacs, the horror podcast, the number one horror podcast in the world, guys. Isn't that what they say? Yeah,
Absolutely. Millions and millions of
absolutely.
streams every episode.
Yeah,
Yes, if you say it enough, it's true, right? I mean,
the
if you say
greatest,
something enough, yeah,
podcast of podcasting history. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I agree. Very professional, always, always, on the money. Necromaniacs horror podcast, Michael.
Yeah.
So professional. I accidentally deleted all my notes for this episode 5 minutes before we went on air.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Do we have a double shot Thursday?
Yes, it's also day one of Soul Knox, brought to you by Carl Hikera. And Friday, what's up on Friday, Mike?
My brother from our actual mother, Mr. John Draper, presents Spitball Media. I'm going to be a guest on their Patreon episode.
Nice.
They're taping that this week as well, where we're going to talk about the year in TV horror and just kind of TV horror throughout the years in general. That should be a fun episode. But yeah, Spitball Media, John Draper with his co-hosts Shaheen and B. Show Brian coming to you every Friday in a reverent take on pop culture, the streamers, horror movies, etc., etc. Check it out.
So Saturday, of course, is a day off. So now we are in the holiday season. So go out and enjoy yourselves, spend time with your loved ones, do those last minute Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever sort of holiday that you celebrate, Festivus, whatever,
Festivus, yes.
do all that stuff because you owe people some gifts this time of year. But on Sunday, Carl Hikara returns with day two of Soul Knox. And I'll just give a quick plug for the collaboration that Carl and I are doing. Darkness Weaves. We continue with our exploration of the work of Carl Edward Wagner. We've got a few Kane short stories left, man. And these ones are very, very hard to find. They're not in any of the ebooks that are out there. And you either have to find them in whatever publication they were in or in the very rare omnibus collection of Carl Edward Wagner Kane omnibus collection of short stories. I know I was kind of a roundabout, awkward way of saying that.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I wonder. I wonder if next year, or anytime soon, one of these publishers will, manage to get more of that stuff out there, huh?
I mean, yeah, the Kane stuff is not in print at all. And it's only
Mhm.
available in those ebooks, which have incredibly bad artwork, and I'm used to seeing the Kane collections with like Frazetta artwork and just really cool. They go hand in hand, and I would love for someone to go out there and publish all that stuff, keep it in print. Even more so, I would love Titan Books to do a comic book with Kane because that stuff, if with
That
the
would be cool.
success,
Yeah.
yeah, the success of the Conan and Solomon Kane and all that stuff going on, they should definitely look into doing Wagner's Sword and Sorcery Hero.
Or if you're like me, you live near a magic post office where random horror, sci-fi, and fantasy books are plopped. You could find one of those novels just like that, like I did. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a caller this week, and the last one of the year. So if you want to get at us on the Necro phone, it's 908-913-0782. 908-913-0782. And we've got returning caller Tavis.
Hey guys, Taves from Pittsburgh. Just calling in. Show's been good, man. Been enjoying the conversations, but I actually just got out of the screening of the new, I guess the second remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night. I went into it cold. I didn't know anything about it, and I was entertained. Like I said, it was an interesting premise, and I'd say it's worth your time. So definitely, you got a chance to check it out. I think it's worth it. But other than that, man, I hope you guys get into any anthology shows. I'm watching a lot of those lately, I feel like, and gotta say, Tales from the Dark Side is probably my favorite one, man. But one that definitely got overlooked. I think I only had one season, like early 2000s. That one that Henry Rollins hosted called Night Vision. It's on Tubi. Totally decent, and definitely worth checking out. And also to you guys that grew up with HBO and stuff, The Hitchhiker probably had like the coolest theme song of any show ever. Those are definitely worth checking out, man. You can find those on YouTube or the used DVDs floating around out there. But hope everybody has a good holiday and everybody's doing well. Talk to you later, guys.
Tavis, thanks for calling in. And I haven't seen the Silent Night remake. Have any of you guys seen that yet?
I knew that was being remade, like, or on the slate to be remade for years, but I had completely forgotten, and I had no idea it even got released.
I think it had a short theatrical. It might still be playing somewhere, or maybe not. But I will watch that as soon as it hits the streaming. I'm a big fan of the OG. I'm a big fan of Christmas horror. I'm going to be doing my yearly watch of Black Christmas. I'm going to watch it with Jane, who has never seen it, so that should be fun. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's the greatest Christmas horror movie of all time. But there are some other very good ones, and yeah, I want to see it. I heard there's some very interesting scenes in it. This new one. I don't know. I mean, look, horror's weird. Either you've got these amazing brand new ideas that everyone goes crazy over and you create a buzz over it, or you just remake a movie from the 70s or 80s, right? That's kind of what's really happening these days, or 90s in many cases as well. So it's like Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's not like it's some sacred movie. They're not remaking Jaws, right? I mean,
Right, yeah.
they're
Thank
remaking
goodness,
Silent
man.
Night, Deadly Night. So it's like, I don't think anybody's really up in arms over it. So I'm going to check it out.
I totally agree with you there. It's not
Mm.
exactly, like held in such high esteems as any of the big slashers, even.
Right. No, exactly. They're not remaking, like, even like, oh, wait, I was going to say The Exorcist. Never mind.
Oh, that's been done,
They've
unfortunately.
done that well.
Yes,
But,
yeah, they're not quite exactly a remake, but soft reboot or whatever you want to call it.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks kind of fun and crazy. So why not?
That Night Vision anthology series that you were talking about, Tavis, I see that has come up on our Tubi stream, and I definitely want to check that out. It looks interesting. And yeah, definitely respect for the shout out of the hitchhiker rather. Those are
Yeah.
really cool. I enjoyed those.
I never watched those, man. I mean, would they come off as really dated, or are they just a fun watch at this point?
I haven't seen them in decades, but
Mhm.
I remember them being pretty sick actually. And I don't know, these things maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go back to something that you were like, "Oh, this is so cool," and you watch it now, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, no, not so much."
Yeah.
Like HBO's Tales from the Crypt, right? Everybody is, bummed that it lives nowhere, unfortunately, right now. But imagine you go back to it and it's like, oh, wait a minute, there's only really a couple good episodes of it. But I mean, I don't know if that's the case because it's been so fucking long. But I do know that I was a teenager who really did enjoy the show, but that was a teenager.
Right. I was a big fan as well. I got them on DVD roughly when I was somewhere in my late 20s. So,
Mhm.
and I never made it all the way through, but I thought for then it definitely held up. There's still a lot of fun. And there's a great Christmas themed episode of Tales from the Crypt.
I gotta look for that. Might be on the on the YouTubes somewhere.
I
Maybe.
uh, I totally back Tales from the Crypt. We have the collection here at the house, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, so we've the hard copies of those episodes.
Yeah, there
As a
hasn't
fun
been anything
aside,
to.
oh yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I was going to say there hasn't really been anything to take its place. There's no modern equivalent of like, they tried with Creep Show and such, but nothing that comes close to something like Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, Twilight Zone, nothing.
It's funny. You guys brought up that you own collections of stuff that is not really available on streaming. And you guys know I'm a huge Mad Men fan.
Hmm.
I'm in the middle of watching it again with Jane, who's never seen it. We're on season 3. Um, and as many know, it was acquired by HBO from
Right.
AMC.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, there's all these like bizarre errors in it and mistakes and stuff from post and stuff that wasn't taken out. And,
Oh wow.
you
What?
know, and it's like somebody on the Mad Men group I'm on Facebook brought up, like, yeah, this is why it pays to own the Blu-rays or DVDs of TV shows because A, they could be gone for like they're not going to be in the same place forever, which is usually true, or
Hmm.
B, when they're aired, they're not the same. So
Yep.
owning the Tales from the Crypt is probably a good idea.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. I back that with Mad Men too. It's the best show ever made.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've seen like 2 bizarre things, and I really hope HBO fixes the fucking shit. I mean, come on. It's like, I mean, I don't know how much they paid for it or whatever, or licensed to get it on HBO. It's great that it's on HBO because not everybody has AMC Plus, you know?
No one has AMC
Um,
Plus.
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
exactly. So it's
Yeah.
like all, not only are people rewatching it, like, me and you, Jeff, but there are people watching it for the first time, and it's like, you don't want to see like bloopers, like you want to see the show.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I'm actually curious to watch that now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still amazing. I mean, you're still gonna get, the awesomeness of the show, but if there's like little blips here and there, or that then somebody said that there's some things missing here and there, I'm like, oh no.
Hmm.
So I did notice that when I watched episode 1, season 1, they were missing the title card that told you what the term Mad Men was.
Wow.
That was not there for whatever reason. That was not there. And then somebody said that maybe it's because like they're missing the things that were put in post, like something like that. And then in certain instances, they forgot to take out things they needed to take out in post, like the guy with the vomit machine in the background.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
All
Hey,
right.
Speaking of shows, now I'm kind of this is a little embarrassing, but I am watching Boardwalk Empire for the first time.
oh
Hmm.
wow,
Yeah.
great show.
Yeah,
Oof.
we're on
Watch it
season
during
4.
COVID. Okay, you're almost done then.
Yeah, we got one and a half more seasons left, and I don't know why. I think they used to film it right down the street from where I used to live in Brooklyn. Like that whole set for Atlantic City was that was a set that was down the street from where I used to live.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What do you
must
think of the show?
I
Like
love it.
where
It's great, man. I tried
Okay.
during COVID. I got into it, and I don't know why, but I just watched the first season and just fell off for some reason. But I thought it's great. It's fantastic.
It was a good watch. I don't know that I'd rush back to watch it again, but I was never bored. I don't I did not care for the last season either. It ended kind of on a weak note, but you might disagree.
It's good to see Steve Buscemi as a lead, character.
As a bad guy too.
Yeah.
No.
Funny story though, is you guys probably know this, but Michael Pitt, the guy who basically he's the star, the
Hmm.
first season really. They had all these plans to develop his character, but apparently that he was too much of a dick. And
Yes, he was a handful
he
and a
was,
big problem.
yeah, he was
Yeah,
a real problem. So they wrote him out of the
yeah,
show
that's
and killed him
true.
off.
Wow. And
Sadly, that is very true.
Yeah,
And then I heard he got into some more troubles earlier in 2025. He's like a big pain in the balls, apparently. So
yeah, yeah.
what a shame.
Yeah, because I have to be honest, I
wow.
was kind of shocked that they took him out because I'm like, oh, this is like a very interesting character. There's a lot of story to tell there, you know.
Mm.
I agree. I thought his spoilers for Boardwalk Empire, everyone. I thought his death scene was really well shot too. I thought it was one of the best moments of the whole
Oh yeah.
show.
Yeah. They did it right. Like that scene was like heavy, you know what I mean? When they killed him, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. You see like the rain pooling in their hats and everything. Like I loved that moment.
But yeah.
Yeah, I never finished it. Need to finish it, and maybe I will.
Yeah, man, it's good. We're binging it. I don't know, like I was telling Jeff before we started. This has been a very work is a little slow right now. I think slow down a little bit in my business this time of year. A lot
Mm.
of people disappear for like a couple weeks, and things that normally we would be starting on right now are put off till January because of vacations and all that stuff. So um I've just been like posting up at home, and we've just been binging, shows at
Awesome.
night and just laying back and keeping a low profile. So we've been just going right through those episodes.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to finish that, and then there's a couple other things I would like to take a crack at on TV that I never either finished. Like what was the Western that was really big
The Western.
on
Oh,
HBO?
I was gonna say
Oh,
Yellowstone.
oh yeah. Deadwood.
Deadwood. Yeah,
Ah.
never really watched
Oh, dude,
Deadwood,
that's great.
so need to fix that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm.
That escaped my COVID binge watching. I made it through one season and then halfway through the second season, and that was like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago at this point.
It's a strong show, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie was not so great.
Mhm.
All right, so now he gives us our 666 top of 2025. So we'll get into that. So do our runners up, and then Mike, we also have a streaming section too of those streamers that we've been, our best streamers of the year too.
Oh yes, yeah.
All right,
All right. Who wants to start?
all right. So let's go, Mike, Jeff, Mike, Mike Scandato, Jeff, and then Mike Hill.
Love it. Okay,
Okay,
great.
I like it. I like it. All right. This again, this was a little bit of a strange year for me. There are things I did not get to see. There are things I saw that I was underwhelmed by, but ultimately, I did enjoy this one quite a bit. And it is Frankenstein. Guillermo
Okay.
del Toro.
Oh,
Cracks my number six. Um, my biggest beef with it was something kind of small, I think, ultimately, and it was the way the monster kind of looked. That was probably one of my biggest beefs.
it's a
But I
pretty big
did,
beef to have, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is. But it didn't make me not want to watch it. It didn't make me want to turn it off or whatever, or think it was a piece of garbage or anything like that. Um, I liked being in that world. I think Guillermo del Toro created this cool, gothic world for Frankenstein. I thought everyone in it did a great job. I thought visually, it's one of the best looking movies of the year. I thought, I thought it was shot like amazingly shot movie. And I actually felt that it was something that I thought belonged in the theater, to be completely honest.
Mm.
Um, but hey, I got a lot of eyes on Netflix, and I do think a lot of people were a little underwhelmed with it. They thought it was a little undercooked here and
Mm.
there. But again, for me, ultimately, with the way this year was, it did crack my number six. Yeah.
Interesting. That is one film I wanted to get to and did not get
Okay.
to.
Hmm.
It didn't really grab my it wasn't like, oh, I have to see this. Del Toro is very hit and miss for me. I must have said that a million times on this podcast. And
Hmm.
Frankenstein is just not something I really have ever gravitated towards strongly. But I do regret not seeing it in time to do this list, and I've heard such wildly different opinions. I haven't listened to the episode you guys did because I haven't seen the film yet,
Right.
but I think you guys were kind of split on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I did not get to it, and shame on me.
There was definitely things I liked about it. There's good stuff in there, but just not enough for it to crack my top six. I did not like the way the monster looked.
Mm.
Um, he was not, he wasn't horrific enough, considering what he's constructed out of. Uh, Acting was solid all the way around, but it just, I don't know, maybe because that story has been told like so many times over the years, and it
Yes,
wasn't.
it has.
Yeah, and it's not a bad film. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, yeah. Del Toro's never out and out made a piece of shit, I don't think. Like he's made films that I really didn't like, but nothing I would say like, oh, that was terrible. You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with that statement.
Okay. All right. I might take that back. I don't know. The more to think about it.
Ah,
Like
sure you might.
really did not like Nightmare Alley. Okay, I guess it's my turn. Well, okay, where am I here? I am still battling with my number six. I have two films written down,
Mm.
but I think I am going to go with my number six is the Joe Begos film Jimmy and Stiggs.
Nice.
Um, I think most horror fans know the story by now. He made the film during COVID, shot it in his apartment, a cast of only two people. Eli Roth swooped in, bought the film, got a theatrical release, and I had a ton of fun with this one. I had been to the apartment where it was filmed several times, so I got kind of a kick out of seeing that on screen. And I just thought this was a cool old school throwback horror movie to the early days of course Sam Raimi and Peter Jackson and all that. I think it's very much in that spirit of that kind of film, just splattery, gory, heavy metal alien abduction movie, and a lot of fun. I think this one is going to get a cult following over time for sure.
Okay, how bad of a person am I that I've never heard of this in my life? Yeah. That's the year it's been for me with horror. Can you tell me a little more about the movie?
I think I just did.
There's not much plot, man, but it's
really okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw this. I think Jeff, I saw it. I told you how much I like this movie.
Yeah, you did.
I really dug it too. It's just not. It's well, it will be mentioned in my section of this thing, but yeah, it's basically two guys. They're filmmakers that used to be collaborators. One dude's sober, one guy's like a drug guy. He just one guy, the sober guy thinks he's just saying it as some kind of drug out paranoia, but it's actually alien invasion. And it's just
Yes.
like basically that. There's a lot of like you know, smashed heads, violence, gore, like all that stuff. It's fun.
All practical effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they broke some kind of record for using the word fuck in a movie.
Profanity,
Yeah. If you're a fan of what Joe Begos does, you're going to love this. If you're not a fan, chances are this won't make you a fan.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan, so I really liked it.
I think my favorites are Bliss and the Christmas one he did a couple of years ago.
Bliss is my favorite as well, and I really liked VFW a lot.
Yeah. Actually,
okay. I know who the director is. Oh, see, I wasn't aware that he made a movie this year. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
I interviewed Joe Begos and Josh Ethier for a print magazine several years ago. Pretty cool.
Great dudes. Yeah, very
cool
very much into the DIY punk rock heavy metal spirit of things. I love those guys.
Yeah. So that's my number six is Bring Her Back, the Danny and Michael Philippou film. Did not like Talk to Me, still don't like it because I watched it again.
Yeah, agreed.
This movie was like probably the first of the decent films to come out this year. It came out in May. So after like a few months of just being just this desolation, this wasteland of like movies, disappointments and just nothing, this movie came out, and I was reluctant because, I was not a fan of Talk to Me, but I thought this movie was real solid though.
Oh, the movie's fucking amazing, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I have not listened to the episode yet that you and Jeff did because I'd only seen the movie, very recently.
Yeah.
And my God, it's fucking so disturbing
Yeah.
and blows away Talk to Me, I thought.
Yes.
It
Absolutely.
Totally
absolutely
agree.
blows it
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most people feel the opposite, which is
Really?
fun.
How the
Yeah,
fuck do people feel the opposite about that?
I don't know. Talk to Me was like a smash. That was like everyone's number one film of what 2022
No.
or 2023. Yeah, we all covered it. We didn't like it. Um, and I think people were not expecting something so dark. I mean, it is tonally something very,
Very
very
dark.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, I really liked it a lot too. It was a good one.
It makes me excited to see what they do next, actually.
Yeah, we got one great one not so great one. So yeah, let's see what else they got up their sleeves.
Yeah, it was almost like reminded me of like those French movies at times.
Yeah,
Like
oh
it
yeah.
went there. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it
man.
definitely went there. It was a part of like those really disturbing mid late O's movies at one point. I was like, oh
Yeah,
boy.
those the new French extremity films. It
Of
definitely had that
course.
same vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Australia kicks some ass, man. Let's be honest.
Oh, no
Australia
doubt,
fucking
man.
they most of the time your horror movie will not suck. Let's just say it most of the time.
Yeah.
I,
They're juggernauts in heavy metal too, actually.
Yes, they are. Yes.
all right.
It is my turn. Number
Yes.
5. Again, bit of a surprise. Again, I'm not going to keep saying it was been a weird year for me, but um, it is Good Boy by Ben Leonberg. The film, well, the horror film told from a perspective of a dog. Did either of you see this movie?
Did not know.
I haven't seen it. I don't like movies where I don't even like Cujo, man. It's like where is the dog get hurt in the movie or anything like that?
All right, here's something weird. I went into it and I could have sworn that, oh, it's a CGI dog. It's all
It's a real
fine. The
dog.
dog's CGI. No, it's real. It is a real
Oh,
dog.
he's acting.
Wow.
Like then I thought it was, oh, it's a mix of CGI and real. This can't all be real. No, it was real, the whole thing. The dog does not get hurt.
Okay, good.
Okay. But there are some perilous scenes where he comes pretty close to getting hurt, which were very rough watches for me.
Yeah, I'm not
I
into that.
fucking love dogs. And I love the dog in this movie. The dog is named Indy. He is the director's dog. So I took a little more comfort in knowing that the guy who wrote and directed the movie was next to his dog the entire time.
That's awesome.
Yes, the movie took a while to be shot and everything to happen because he kind of worked at the pace of like the comfortability level of the dog.
Yeah,
From
okay.
what I understand. But yeah, there are some scenes where you're like, oh my God, like if you're a big dog lover, animal lover, you're going to be a little creeped out, but the dog is alive and well, the dog is fine. And again, I don't think the director of a movie who loves his own dog would do anything to hurt his own dog. It's got a very interesting appearance from our pal Larry Fessenden in it.
Oh, nice.
And since neither of you have seen it, I don't want to say a hell of a lot more, but it's original. It's got some great scares. It's weird. The ending is kind of not, it's a little bit of a sad ending, but happy at the same time. Very small cast. There's about 4 or 5 people in the whole movie, and the dog, of course. Yeah, I didn't even want to watch it initially. And then for some reason I went into it thinking, guys, it's not a real dog. And then as I'm watching it, I went, oh my God, it is a real dog.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, a lot of people have
yeah.
recommended that to me, and I've just been kind of reluctant to watch it. But yeah, I mean, I'll check it out for sure, man.
Isn't it
Yeah,
funny
it's on
how we
Shudder right
can
now.
we can watch all this gruesome violence committed to people, but if the dog gets hurt, everyone's like, "Oh no, I don't want to see that."
Or a cat, or a cat.
Or a cat,
Or
yeah.
that. Leon Berg's one of his influences for making this movie was rewatching Poltergeist and remembering the dog in Poltergeist and how dogs kind of figure in a lot of horror movies actually, and you kind of wonder, what are those dogs thinking? Like, what's going through the dog's head? And I mean that little factoid in itself is very interesting. And again, I thought it was original. It had a very small budget. It made money. It actually did show theatrically for a bit before it went to Shudder. And again, I just was, I was taken in by the dog, but again, it had some very nice scares, has an interesting plot to it. But the fact that neither of you saw it, I don't want to say too much. You should both see it, definitely.
Yeah, shame on me, man. Again, I won't keep saying this year was kind of weird for me, so I didn't make it to that, but I didn't make it to that one.
Yeah, I never heard of a movie that the two of you saw and loved. So there you go. I never even heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, well, dogs sort of factor in to my number five. My number five, directed by someone whose name I forgot because I deleted all my notes. But my number five is Together, the Dave Franco film that he made with his wife, Alison Brie. Did either of you guys see Together?
Yeah, I saw it.
I wanted to squeeze it in, Jeff. I really wanted to squeeze it in. I didn't get the chance to.
I watched it slightly more than 24 hours ago.
Oh, that was your squeeze in. Okay.
It was one of them. Really liked it. Not exactly what I was expecting. It's almost, Michael, you've seen it. It's almost a comedy.
Yes.
Almost. Which was unexpected because there are some very, very gruesome moments in the film. It was a little bit of the substance. It was a little bit of Midsummer, David Cronenberg-ish, mixed into like sort of like a rom-com. Very weird mishmash of things, but I mean, this movie had my fucking skin crawling while I was watching it. Truly like wincing, gross out moments. But yeah, I thought it was a unique take on the the romance genre, or like how Midsummer was constantly referred to as a breakup film. This isn't quite that. I think its central metaphor is codependence. But yeah, I mean, I'm really glad I got this one in. I saw the trailer for it almost, God, months and months and months ago. And thought that was something, that was definitely something that looked like a film I would enjoy. And I did. I'm curious what you thought of it, Mike Hill.
Yeah, I dug it. I thought it was really good, actually. And yeah, it's all the things that you mentioned, little body horror. Also, there's a cool like forbidden pool, where they, underground forbidden pool and like this ancient, not ancient, but like an old sort of ruin. Always a sucker for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was more of a folk horror than I was expecting.
Yeah, it had like a weird fiction element too, as well as body horror. When I kind of dug that,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, I think you're up, Mr. Hill.
All right, speaking of weird fiction, Strange Harvest from summer of this year, brought to us by Stuart Ortiz, who did Grave Encounters, another film I actually enjoyed, Grave Encounters 1 and 2.
I really like the first one. I agree with you there.
Yeah. But yeah, Strange Harvest was like a surprise. It came out of nowhere. We were contacted about reviewing it from their PR company, and we had the trailer, or not the trailer, the screener, and initially had no idea what to expect. And it was one of the most compelling cosmic horror, weird fiction films I've seen, actually, in the last couple of years.
Yeah, Mike, you hit me up about reviewing this, and I wasn't really expecting too much, and I was completely sucked into it, and reminded me a bit of Lake Mungo, where if you were flipping through the channels on TV and you came across this, you probably wouldn't know it was a mockumentary. You might think it was real. This is going to come up again
Yeah.
in my section. I liked it a lot. I'm really glad you hit me up to watch it. I probably would have missed me completely had you not.
Yeah, the feedback I got too is that other people got turned on to it too. Because I think by the time, because we had like a press embargo, we had to release it after a certain date. So when it finally hit the the platform for people to listen to the episode, it was available for streaming. So people definitely checked it out and it got back to us on it and enjoyed it. But yeah, it's I gotta say something, man, for cosmic horror,
Mm,
and this is gonna come up again, once we go through all of our runners up. I think the kind of small films, like with the limited cast and kind of lower budgets, actually portray cosmic horror way better than any kind of big budget film.
completely agree.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a Benson and Henderson style film. And yeah, this one really it had like a true crime element to it, and then it sort of like this it slow burn lingering feeling to it, and then it just made a right-hand turn into the cosmic horror realm, and it really worked, I thought.
Where is
Complete
this currently
agreement.
streaming?
I'm not sure where it's streaming. It's out there somewhere. It might be like on Prime or something like that.
You
Okay,
can
yeah.
rent it on Amazon for pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's got to be
Oh,
like a
okay,
four
great,
hour rental or something like that.
Yeah, it is.
awesome. Hmm. A
All
movie that
right.
definitely slipped past me, other than the, of course, episode.
Yeah, well, I highly recommend it, man. It's
Hmm.
definitely worth checking out for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. It is time for my number 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, guys. It is one of my squeeze-in films, and it is Companion. Did either of you see Companion?
Oh, I did see Companion.
Okay.
I
Uh,
will have to point out Josh Ethier was the editor on that film.
Now,
So,
this was a movie that I went into with, like, I read almost nothing about it. I saw the cast and I was intrigued. And I saw that it was making it onto a lot of lists for the year.
hmm,
Okay. And I was like, okay, I want to see this movie, you know? Um, Very different. Like, look, it has a comedic element, of course, right?
hmm.
It has a sci-fi element, but it turns into a horror film. Would you agree, Jeff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then gets sort of more horrific as it goes along.
Um, Companion, the title refers to the companion robot, which is played by Sophie Thatcher. Um, and I gotta tell you, I almost felt like the beginning of the movie was a commercial for having a companion robot. I don't know. It was just, I mean, geez, like, I mean, it just her relationship with Quaid just seems so nice and perfect, and you know, there's probably somebody watching and going, "Wow, that's the wave of the future," you know?
Dude, it probably is actually the way things are
Yes.
going, honestly.
I
You know,
mean,
uh,
yeah.
I watched this completely blind. I did not even know it was about a companion robot until that reveal in the film about what, like 15 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, she's a very attractive woman, and you don't think she's a robot in the first, moments of the film. I mean, I forget exactly how long it lasts until there's a reveal. But the one interesting thing this movie did was it reveals itself very early on, right, Jeff? Like
Yes, yeah,
it which some people I read didn't like, and I mean, me, I was like, okay, but where's it going now? It tells you something
right.
very important, Michael, at the beginning,
Yeah.
um, that leads down this road, and you meet the other characters. It's fun, but it gets very horrific and bloody and violent at times. And there's a rape scene, but they don't show you anything too crazy. I don't know if you would agree, Jeff, but um, she turns starts the killing, as I like to say,
Mm,
at some point. And I just enjoyed the hell out of the movie, honestly.
nice,
And it was
dude.
just like a nice surprise.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw the movie
I
too, man. I saw that when it came out. I think I rented it streaming. And
Hmm.
yeah, it was good, man. It was decent, definitely.
Yeah, it was. I think like a 3 for me, which is like like a B minus. That's kind of like it was cool. I didn't love it, but I can see why people really dug it.
Yeah, like again, it was just something I was like, okay, it's on an awful lot of people. I also that people that I like that I saw posted some of their best horror stuff of the year, and I was like, okay, there's got to be a reason for that, you know?
Nice.
Um, and that's why it crept into my list. It was again a very late watch for me. And it dawned on me that this is one of the first horror movies of 2025. It came out January 31st, 2025. So there you
Wow.
go. Um, but yeah, a lot of fun, really good cast. Like I said, it reveals itself very early because I don't want to spoil the movie entirely. Which again, I was kind of okay with because I still wanted to see where it went. And yeah, I thought it was original. And, it's the directorial debut of the director, Drew Hancock, and we'll see what he does next.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Um, my number 4 is another crammed in watch. This is one I had to get to before we did this, and one that was kind of very poorly received. My number 4 is Keeper by Osgood Perkins.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I
Um,
wish I saw it.
that went completely under the radar. I mean, it was playing in the theater, and had no idea. I didn't know it'd come out. Um, you would think with the hype behind Longlegs coming out not that long ago. I think this is like his fucking 10th movie in the last like year and a half. This guy is incredibly prolific. It's
Mm.
Yeah.
actually his third in the last 2 years, his second of the year. His other film being The Monkey, which Mike Hill and I reviewed, and I think we both found it rather. I was very disappointed considering this was the guy that made Black Coat's Daughter and Long Legs. I mean, it was a
Mm.
screwball comedy, and that just did not work for me at all. Keeper is much more of a, again, folk horror that, I mean, you can kind of see where it's going pretty early on. It's not exactly like bursting with fresh ideas, but I'm very much a mood and atmosphere guy. And I love the tone Osgood Perkins sets in his films. I mean, even The Monkey had a little bit of that. Um, but this was a nice return to form for him, I think. It sort of brought me back on the Osgood Perkins train after the disappointment of The Monkey. And from what I'm reading, no one liked this film. I don't know if either of you guys saw it or
Yeah.
what you think. You saw it.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't.
liked it. I loved
Mm.
it actually. But
Yeah.
when we get to my number 4, okay, there this town of 666 just is not big enough for both these movies I have that would have this would have been my number 4 had I not this other film didn't exist. But we'll get to that. But yeah, no, I thought Keeper was great. I totally loved it.
Nice. Yeah, it was a very good little Rosemary's Baby, a little, like I said, a bit of a folk horror, a bit of a Wicker Man kind of
Yep.
vibe in a way. And I thought visually it was great and had some really truly creepy moments. I still don't think he's made a film as great as The Black Coat's Daughter, but I'm just very excited for anything Osgood Perkins does. Period. I'm always looking forward to. I guess he's already working on his next film. I'm not sure what it is, but he's cranking them out.
This style is definitely suits him. I mean, I Black Coat Star is definitely my favorite of his films.
Mm,
And just like that brooding, like slow burn,
yeah,
folkish horror kind of vibe, I think is really suits his abilities.
just soaked in dread, like every shot. He has a very weird way of framing his actors too, where the focus almost seems like you want to look everywhere but the actor. You want to see what else is going on in the frame, and it could just be like a wall, but there's something interesting about that wall and the way he shoots it.
Yeah.
Um, Very, very glad I caught this one, and very glad he made something other than the monkey this year, which I did not like.
Yeah. All right, so my number 4 is a film called Rabbit Trap, which came out
Mm,
in September of this year, and it's the feature film directorial debut by Bryn Cheney. And it shares a lot of common ground with Keeper in that it's a folk horror film. Except this one takes place in the British countryside, so it definitely has that going for it. Dev Patel is in it, who
He's
I'm a
he's
big fan of him as
he's
well.
he's great.
And it's the story of a couple, and they're this is pretty awesome. They're making an experimental record of with like found sounds. It takes place in the 70s, so it's like
Mm.
the dude's wife is like this experimental musician, and Dev Patel's character goes out and collects all these, sounds of like the wind and the grass and animals and stuff like that. And so it has like that. It reminded me of an Adam Neville, like the beginning of The Reddening by Adam Neville, where there's like this
Mhm.
guy who's making recordings inside caves and stuff like that. So right then and there, I was like pulled right into the whole world that they had. And then
Oh, great.
it just connects with like the kind of British folklore of like the fairy folk and all that. And then, but you don't really know if anything's going on. So in some ways, it's very similar to another folk horror film called Starvaker, which came out in 2024,
Mm.
where it's like it seems like a lot's going on, or maybe nothing. So it has that sort of ambiguity to it, which I really enjoyed.
Mike, this film, Rabbit Trap, shares a few things in common with Keeper, as in I was looking up the reviews after you told me about it, and no one liked this film either.
Yeah,
I
so
want to
there you
see it.
go. But
Yeah.
I think it was great, man. But like I was saying, like I feel like I like this one just a little bit more than Keeper, and I would feel uncomfortable keeping both of them in this list though.
All right, interesting. Hey, we
Yeah,
should, well, in the new year, maybe get around to
we gotta do
talking about
both of
those.
these. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. That's definitely on my radar now. Really, gonna check. I'm looking forward to checking this one out.
Awesome.
All right, I think we're back to Mr. Scandato's number three.
Yes, we are.
All
Um,
right.
okay. Again, a little bit of a surprise, I think.
Ooh.
Um, but we all saw this one, and I believe we all enjoyed it. But I might have enjoyed it more than the two of you, and that is VHS Halloween. That's
Oh,
crack
okay.
my number three. Um, yeah, again, I didn't get to a shit ton of 2025 horror. There is a few more that will make the honorable mention, but I did not think my honorable mentions were better than VHS Halloween and my enjoyment of VHS Halloween. Again, stronger than the one prior, maybe even the two prior. Um,
It was
it'll
four
go down to
prior, I
some,
think.
yeah, maybe the two or three, exactly. Some could say the best since the second one, but no. Again, I liked it a lot. It's made again a shit ton of top 10 lists at the very least. Um, and I don't know, it kind of hit all the right spots for me. I didn't really think there was any one story that outright sucked.
Hmm.
Um, it brings, fun and horror together in the anthology, which is not always easy to do. I really like the wraparound. That first story was fucked me up. I still think about it to this day. You know, Coochie Coochie Coo.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed it a lot. I think I would say most of our listeners have seen it by now. It was definitely something cool to watch in October, of course, but you could probably throw it on at any time and enjoy it. But yeah, I have it up there at number three, guys.
I really loved the Halloween theme of this one. I do think it's the best since the second film, no question about it.
Mm.
I hope they do VHS Halloween 2. I think
Mm.
Yeah.
the Halloween theme was fantastic. The movie was a lot of fun until it took a very dark turn.
Oh yeah, see it's you'll never forget it. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's something you know, I have certain criteria for horror movies, and this one hit a lot of them. Yeah, the child abduction story was wow. They went there,
They
but
did.
again, you know what? It was surprising for VHS movie to go there, right? In a way,
Yeah, that
it's another reason it
totally, yeah.
cracks the list. Yeah.
I think that's a great choice, and like I hadn't even really considered that, but yeah, I did like that one a lot. Yeah, I really
Mm.
enjoyed it.
I thought it was the best since the second one too. I mean,
Mm.
it's really, it's definitely the best out of the Mark II Halloween. Sorry, VHS.
Mhm.
Since Shudder took over the license for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely the best out of those.
Yeah, there's been stinkers in every single one. And I don't like you said, there was not one I thought was bad in the last one at all. Like my least favorite one was still good.
Yes. You needed a shower after the last
Oh
one, but
yeah.
hey,
Yeah,
that's a part of the game with horror sometimes, you know? Yeah. Mm.
All right. I guess I'm up at number three. I want to say before number three, like I said, it's been always a big year for mainstream horror films.
Yeah.
It
I
was.
feel like a lot of films that I think a few that are going to be mentioned from one of you guys were big hits this year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My
Yeah.
number three was one of the only theatrical hits this year, and that was Ryan Coogler's Sinner.
Oh,
Sinners,
okay.
excuse
That
me.
was I gotta watch it, but I didn't
Yeah.
get to watch it. Yeah.
I was very late to the party. I watched it, I
Mhm.
think, a couple of weeks ago. A lazy Saturday morning, like, oh, I should probably get around to watching this. And man, did I really enjoyed this movie. Um, not, I mean, you haven't seen it. Have you seen it, Mike Hill? I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
we
I
talked
watched
about it a
it.
little
I
bit.
watched
Yeah.
it a while ago when it was sort of making its rounds in the beginning. Yeah.
The weird thing about it is it dips a little when it becomes a horror movie. Like the horror doesn't really come in till maybe an hour and 20 minutes into the film.
You're not
It's a
the first
long
person to say
movie,
that to
man.
me, Jeff, that
Yeah.
it dips a little when it becomes a horror movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
the first hour and a half or so are just so rich, so interesting, so like these characters are just so well developed. You just really want like you're curious where this is going to go. You're like, I know this is a horror film, but it doesn't really feel like one yet. Um, and yeah, so when it becomes sort of a vampire film, you're like, oh, okay, I kind of was expecting something a little bit more, but by no means has it become a bad movie. I still really enjoyed it. I think it's the first film from this director that I really liked. Didn't I thought Black Panther was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was, fine. The Creed movie was again fine, and Fruitvale Station was kind of a bum out to watch. Uh, but I mean, this was a home run in my opinion. Maybe could have been a little tighter with the editing, but I never felt bored, never felt like it dragged. Really interesting movie, really great mix of tone and ideas. I think he really pulled off something interesting.
I thought it was a good movie. I had my problems with it, but we're planning on doing an episode, I know, for early January. So
Yes,
I'll reserve my full
Cool.
analysis until then for sure.
yes.
I feel okay. I didn't see it. What turned me off from seeing it a bit was the gushing over it. And I'm like, a lot of times when there's
Mm.
nonstop gushing over something, I'm going to find that I don't like it as much as you do, as they say, you meaning the, general public out there. But Jeff, the fact that you liked it has really intrigued me.
Yeah, and like I said, it's
Mm.
been like these big mainstream hits with this year for horror films. Like I'm in the same boat. Like if it's a big hit and it's a horror film, chances are it probably sucks or something like the Conjuring. So I was sort of I was very surprised at how much I liked it.
All right.
So that brings me to my number three, right? All
Yes.
right. I really dug this film, and these next three are big, big studio productions. So for me, number three was 28 Years Later,
Sure.
which came out in June, and it brings back the team of Danny Boyle and Alex Garland. And I get the criticisms people have, but I'm all in on this one, man. I think this was great. There was like real moments in this film. I feel like it scratches the surface where hopefully the next two films are going to explore. And just the madness of that last scene is with the Jimmies like really really grabbed me. I know that's like another divisive scene, but yeah, great movie. I dug it.
Um, every year when we wrap up our top six, I always ask you guys, is there anything you saw that you really hated? That would be my movie that I mentioned 28 years later. This was a crushing disappointment for me.
Yeah, well,
Um, I mean, it had some really interesting elements. I will watch it again. I know that, but I mean, taking out my expectations, like go say I went into it not like hyped on it, I still would have been disappointed. Very, very, very strange movie.
well, I mentioned this in our episode, but as soon as like it became a sword and sorcery film,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And without being a sword and sorcery film. And
Yes.
that's what I actually liked about it. I feel like when the quest, there's like a wizard they're looking for, there's a bunch of monsters, it's like I don't know, they should have had swords, and spears and, armor and stuff like that. But, that's just me. That's what I like. So, yeah.
When I watched this, I had a feeling you were gonna like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is way more up your alley than it is mine.
100%.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. It was almost something I watched last night, but I did not. Um, of course, I do like the first two movies. On a recent rewatch of the second one, I definitely enjoyed the second one to a small degree, better than the first. So
Ooh.
I'm looking
Oh
forward to
man.
seeing.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to seeing a small degree, maybe not, but
Hard
um,
disagree
Yeah.
there.
right. Well, um, I thought it was kind of action packed and fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
it's
cool.
it's not bad by any means.
So this third one is, would you say, a drastic departure from one and two, Mike Hill, or not really?
I
Or
would say it's a drastic departure from two,
okay,
but it
Mhm.
sort of expands on the happenings of the first one, and
Okay,
it kind
got
of
it.
explains away, like it incorporates two a little bit into the lore, into the narrative, but
Mhm.
it's a big departure though.
All
Huge
right.
departure. It's like if The Godfather 2 was followed by like Jurassic Park was the sequel to The Godfather. Like
Yeah.
it was way out of left field
I
for
mean,
me.
I won't go into it on this, but in the episode, I,
Mm.
I went heavy into like the symbolism and the references to history, and I just thought it's like if I mean, I don't consider myself to be like an Anglophile, but if you're like an Anglophile and you're
Mm.
really interested in that part of the world and the history of ancient Britain, it's like
Mhm.
Scandinavia and like all that stuff. It's fucking cool.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't listen to the episode because I didn't see the movie, but yeah, I'm gonna see the movie.
I do love all things British except this. um,
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah, but hey, there is a part of me that can see like, oh, I get why some people would enjoy this,
Yeah,
but
totally.
just not for me.
All right.
Okay.
Time for my number two.
Yes, sir.
It is Bring Her Back.
Mm.
Very good. Very good.
Yes, Danny and Michael Philippou. Wow. Um, just watched this one with Jane, and man, oh man, I didn't know it was going to be like this fucking gore fest that it was at times, or this extremely intense, disturbing horror movie. I did not know actually, and the fact that it's on HBO Max is wonderful. That like a bunch of people I think are gonna fall into this movie and have like their heads ripped off. Don't you guys agree?
Absolutely,
Totally.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, the people will go, "Oh, this is the Bring Her Back guys," and they're gonna watch that and fucking be completely depressed afterwards.
Yeah, dude, it's a heavy movie too, man. And like, but like what you were saying, Mike, it's definitely a gore fest, but it's not like an extreme horror film. You know what I mean?
No, but it's more than I think. I don't know. I feel like if you're a mainstream horror fan, uh, either you're gonna really like this movie or you're gonna be like, I don't know, man, this was a little too weird for me. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
think
Like,
it's a main. I don't think if you're into like
mm,
Scream or something like that, you're not gonna
no,
be into this movie at all.
Yeah.
But it's like you were saying, it's gory and extreme, but it's extreme in the way that those French films were, where there's like some kind of like like a philosophy behind it. There's like a story. It's
Yeah.
not just like brutality, you know?
The knife eating scene, my
Yeah.
God, that was just bonkers. And not going to reveal the movie. And I know you guys did an episode on it. And for those who didn't listen to the episode, um, you know, the ending is quite sad. I thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a downer.
And my God, Laura, played by Sally Hawkins. I haven't wanted someone dead so hard in a movie. It's been a minute since I've wanted someone in a movie to be just horrifically killed. But she was great, wasn't she?
Yeah. No, it's all around, man. It was really excellent acting and just the story
Mm.
was good. The effects were great. Had a like a very consistent vibe to the whole movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it'll go down as a modern horror classic.
Yeah.
I do think so. I think this movie's going to be remembered. Absolutely. See this movie if you have not seen it yet. I think a lot of our audience has seen it, but again, now that it's on HBO Max, it's going to get a lot more eyes. Um, and yeah, congrats to the brothers, and let's see what's next.
Hell yeah. And I think that was only our first overlap of this whole list.
Mm.
We're
So
about
far.
we're about to have another one.
Mhm.
My number 2 is one Mike Hill mentioned, Strange Harvest.
Hell
Okay.
yeah, man. It's number 2 for you. That's awesome.
It was almost my number 1.
Wow, dude. That's
Mm.
killer, man. That's awesome, man.
I loved this. I mean, sometimes the surprise of being blown away by something can elevate it a little bit more for me, and this took me completely by surprise. I kind of expected it to be bad.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I did. I expected it to be horrible. I'm like, someone wants us to review this thing. So how good could it be? Well, we did have we're 50-50 in that department. Let's put it.
Yes, we are. Yeah, yeah.
But this one I thought it was like I watched it twice. I was like, damn, this is a really, really good film.
I watched it twice too. Within 24 hours, actually, because we were going to cover it, and I was so captivated the first time. I was like, I'm not going to do notes. I'll just watch it again. I just want to. Was just sucked into it within like 10 minutes, and the found footage genre in mockumentary is like been just buried at this point. It's been so overdone, and you think people just can't breathe any new life into it, and then you see something like this, and it doesn't reinvent the wheel. It just does what it does very well.
Mm.
It kind of blew away Shelby Oaks, which was like the one that was like hyped up by a lot of people.
Yeah, I didn't get to that one either.
Yeah.
Heard very mixed things about it.
Yeah. This one blows it away, and it's not getting nearly the level of praise that Shelby Oaks is getting or got. Even though it's been lukewarm, it's still being noticed by people.
Yeah, I feel like Strange Harvest has gone totally over most. I would say most people don't seem to know it's out there. And if you listen to this podcast, you really, really have to see it.
It's I mean, it works on so many different levels, and also you believe that you're watching like a true crime documentary too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you said, it works on a lot of different levels, like the true crime angle, the cosmic horror. That whole element was such a surprise to me. Was not expecting any of that.
And that's like such like some of the more modern like weird fiction and cosmic horror writers, like the more contemporary ones, blend those elements together in their writing, and that's why I think I dug the movie so much.
Yeah, I think it's almost like those ideas work, like you said, with smaller budgets, smaller films with big ideas. That's what I love, and that's what this is.
Yeah, you don't ever see like a monster, but you sense that there's something sort of like horrific out there.
Exactly, like what the Blair Witch Project did all
Yeah.
those years ago, which kind of, that revolutionized things, like totally changed the horror genre in a way.
But it also kind of goes hand in hand, even with just the original like Lovecraftian idea of like something that's so indescribable that it would like drive you insane if you like looked upon it, that sort of thing.
Absolutely, yeah. Loved this. Like I said, it was almost my number 1. I grappled with that for for a minute. Actually, since I did delete my notes, maybe it was my number one, and I had to rewrite my top six really quick
Well,
before.
it's official. I need to see this movie immediately.
Yeah,
So I'm
no,
really looking forward to seeing this movie. Like I said, a lot of the times if it's a movie that I have not yet seen or want to see, I wait to listen to the episode that I'm not on, of course. So, which is a good thing because I don't want, shit to be spoiled. Yeah, I gotta see this movie.
Yes, you do.
all right. So
All
my
right.
number two is Weapons, which came out this summer. Zach Kreger's follow-up to Barbarian. We've got the great Josh Brolin and Julia Gardner in it, and I thought this is going to be a classic. I think in the coming years. No idea where it was going when I was watching it, and just like straight up like one of the best movies of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, it's going to pop up again. I have a funny feeling. Um, yeah, it made a ton of dough. I feel like it was the true, like, really big, like, hit without being what I would call a typical mainstream horror movie. Would you agree?
Definitely not typical at all, man.
No,
And
no.
and it's like I went into the film not really knowing anything about it either. Like I try to, not know the plot basically of these films, and especially with Zach Kreger because expect the movie to be good, And I was like, I had no idea where we were going with it, and it just kept me like, moving forward through the narrative, and I thought it was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, agree with everything that was said. I also thought, I mean, I enjoyed Barbarian. I thought this was much better.
Yes, definitely.
Mm.
I had a conversation with someone on Instagram. He goes by the Horror Binge Chronicles handle on Instagram, and we were talking about Zach Kreger. He's like, he makes great horror movies. I don't know if he makes my kind of horror movie. And I knew exactly what he said. I'm not saying
Yeah,
his films aren't for me. It's just not the kind of horror that I, gravitate towards. Like I said, like something like Keeper, which story wise is a little lacking, but visually it's over the top. And like that's what I'm looking for. Weapons is missing a little bit of that for me. But yeah, I mean, I was curious where it was going to go. I love the structure of it. It reminded me of like reading a novel almost. Like
yeah.
it felt like it had like chapters, and very curious to see where Kreger's goes next. He's definitely an interesting filmmaker, and this was really really good. It's in my honorable mentions.
Awesome. Is it my turn?
It's
I
number
believe it
one
is.
for you, man.
My number one film, number one horror film of 2025 is Zach Kreger's Weapons. That's my number one
There you
horror
go.
film of the year. I kind of knew it was going to be my horror film of the year back in like August, I would say, September, after I saw it, and then I watched it again. Yeah, to me it is my kind of horror film. I enjoyed it. I really loved Barbarian, which I think wasn't my number one that year. I think it was in my top three though, if I'm remembering correctly.
Mm.
I love that you could do a Google search and you have 20 different people explaining this movie. I think that's awesome. That's the
Yeah,
sign of a good movie. They're explaining the witch, and like it's just I like that. Like I like when movies kind of run away with themselves to a degree, you know? Um but the thing is, look, I had questions at the end of it that I kind of wish I had the answers to, especially about Aunt Gladys, but I was okay with not knowing a lot of shit, right?
Mm.
And I think the three of us are often we're okay with not knowing certain things. Like some moviegoers are not like that. I feel like they need answers and they need to know everything. Um, but for me, this movie, some of the unknown was its appeal, and of course, it did so fucking well. It made so much money that we're going to get the Gladys backstory eventually. Maybe
really.
not next year, but yeah, apparently that's definitely going to
That's
happen, which is
cool.
nice. Yeah, yeah. Um, and look, as long as it's Kreger directing it, I think it's going to be great. he'll probably do something else before then. I would put my money on, and I'm
I
looking forward to whatever that is. Yeah.
believe he's working on Resident Evil right now as
Oh,
his
that's
next
right. Yes,
film.
that is
Yeah.
what he's working on. Yes, that's exactly what he's working on.
Hmm.
I've never given a rat's ass about Resident Evil. Now I will watch his Resident Evil. I'll tell you that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was disappointed when I heard that. I was like, really? Oh,
I don't
but
know, man. I think you might have something for us, to be
yeah,
honest.
I think you're right. I think you're right. But it's almost like it's like a video game adaptation. Well, I know he's a big fan of the game, and I'm
Yeah, it's
sure
a
he'll bring.
passion project. Yes, exactly, exactly. It's a weird step to take in a way, but hey, I don't know. I mean, it could be a huge success. It could be an abysmal failure. Who knows? All I know is that he has thus far made two fantastic horror films, and yeah, this was my number one, man. I kind of knew it was going to be a number one,
I had
and
a
I
feeling it
didn't
was
think
your
I
number
saw
one.
anything better.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think his Resident Evil film will be a big swing. Whether it's a hit or not, we'll see. But I think he's going to go big. He got his like blank check from the studio for making a big hit, and he's probably just going to go all out. And I want to see it.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
All right. My number one, again, sort of a big release film, came out back in September. Based on my favorite Stephen King story, my number one is The Long Walk.
Yes.
Boy, did this movie really put me in a strange mood afterwards, much like the story did. Back in 1996, 97 when I read it. Never thought I would see the day where that story actually made it to the big screen. And very faithful. I mean, this movie is literally just people talking as they walk. And that might sound like a bore fest to some, but man, did it totally work for me. I loved it. The performances, the tone. I think the director nailed it, how to bring it, not a lot of flashbacks, not a lot of action, but man, this is just a dreary, dark movie. And that's the kind of horror that's for me, I guess. I know Mike Hill and we did an episode, and Mike, I know you liked it too.
Yeah, we both loved it, actually.
Yeah. Can't say enough good things about it. I know it's streaming. It's sort of bombed at the box office, which, I mean, almost everything has bombed at the box office. Will there be a box office in 5 years? Remains to be seen, but I'm really glad I saw this on the big screen. Again, it's just walking and talking, but there was something very cinematic about it. And not really a director that's known for, I mean, he did Hunger Games, 3 of those films, I believe. I Am Legend, done a bunch of stuff that kind of fall into like I really don't care about category.
Strange Darling.
Did he do that?
Yeah. That was also that was shot on 35 millimeters, in case you're wondering.
Yes, it was shot on 35 millimeter. We should start every podcast by saying Strange Darling was shot on 35 millimeter. Yes, yeah. Mr. Scandato's number 3 or 2 of that last year.
Number 1? How about was my number 1 of last year?
Oh my God. I guess I washed that from my memory.
Okay.
Boy, did I really hate that film.
I'm fighting for it. I will fight for that movie any day of the week.
So yeah, there you have it. And we only have Mr. Hill left.
Well, mine also was The Long Walk, man. I gotta be
holy
honest,
shit.
That was I had a suspicion that was going to be your number 1 too, man, as we went through all these. And I was like, once again, waiting for decades for this to be adapted. And it's one of my favorite Bachman story, and it just, the movie really captured the darkness of the short story too, or the novella. And it was great. And there was enough difference where it kept, like, it wasn't just like a retelling of the story, like the ending is slightly different and that kind of thing.
Yeah, some characters are all kind of like smushed into one character. The order of deaths is a little different. It kept you on your toes. I remember thinking, I'm like, are they going to change the ending? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, it was still like, I could still enjoy it. I didn't think it was spoiled by knowing the story.
Yeah, exactly. So it was my number one film. It had a
Wow.
serious emotional impact on me after I saw it. So, it was incredible, I thought.
Yeah, agreed, man. I was in a weird mood that was my birthday film. I went to go see that.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing else was playing. And I've been waiting for this movie forever. Like I said, my favorite thing King has written. Um, but yeah, it stayed with me. And that's what I look for. Like, what am I thinking about when I wake up the next day? Like, and you know what I mean? Like, you see something and like you just wake up and you're like, it's almost like you were turning the movie over in your head while you were sleeping. This was that kind of film for me. I just like I couldn't get it out of my head. I thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
Leading into that, it is my honorable mention. I really liked it a lot. Saw it in the theater with Jane. Thought it was really good. Very well, almost made my list, but I have it as my number one honorable mention. Um, you guys are gonna raise some eyebrows. Just my number two honorable mention. Barring the ending, I actually enjoyed The Conjuring Last Rites. I
No,
enjoyed it.
dude, I had a lot of fun watching that. That was a date night movie. It was good.
The
Nice.
only thing that was ridiculous was the ending scene with this mirror that has been made fun of quite a bit on Instagram and social media. Um, if they had a better ending, hell, they could have been in the top six. It has some really nice scares, don't you
Yeah.
think, Michael?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it, dude. We saw that in the movie theater. Um, I think I might have mentioned to you guys during one of the episodes, we were doing a lead up by watching the entire
Mm.
Mm.
universe, like leading up to going to the, the movie theater that night. So yeah,
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
Um, I really hated the third one, so I bowed out the fourth one. I remember watching the third one, and a film is bad when you're like, ah, God, I kind of miss James Gunn. I mean, James Wan. um, like it kind of needed his touch. I thought the third one was like, I mean, the first two are whatever, they're okay, and the third one was just missing something, and I have to think it was James Wan is what it was missing.
the the beginning of this movie, the first half is pretty strong, man.
Yeah.
You know, the ending was a little silly. I thought the actual last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the movie was a bit silly, but I overall really did enjoy it. And I was like, yeah, a lot of people, the serious quote unquote hardcore horror people like to poo-poo this, but this movie made, again, as we might have mentioned, an ass ton of money this year in the theater,
Yeah,
which
big
has been
hit.
very difficult to do. Um, and again, it is also on HBO Max, I believe, alongside Bring Her Back and alongside Weapons. HBO Max has quite a bit to check out, I guess, right now, huh?
Necromaniacs is brought to you by HBO Max.
Well, it was for many years. It isn't anymore. There's a hidden meaning in there.
Weirdly
It
true.
was for a long time. Yes,
Yeah.
for a very long time. There's a hidden meaning in there, kids. But yeah, hey man, it's still a good streamer. What am I gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I watched that probably the most out of any of the streaming services, and I was not paid to say that
No, not at all. Not at all. But
yet.
okay, since I'm foaming, running over the mouth here, my unequivocally number one favorite streaming TV horror was Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy. Oh my God.
Oh,
It's still in my fucking head. If you haven't seen it, you two guys or anyone listening, it's on Peacock. Wow. Way better than Ed Gein, although I actually did like Ed Gein. This is infinitely better.
Oh, okay.
It's more under the radar, but it's finally getting some love right now because the actor who plays John Wayne Gacy is getting nominated for a couple of awards. Um, guys, you have to watch this perhaps over the Christmas holiday. It is unfucking real. It's really good. Devil in Disguise. Number one for me.
Definitely
Okay.
on my radar.
Mm.
Because my wife loves serial murder, basically. So that's something that we'll be checking out for sure.
Yeah, brother John Draper told me about a month or so. He goes, Mike, you have to watch it. He goes, put the time aside, watch this, and then tell me what you think. It's multi-part, but man, it really draws you in. And of course, it's the 70s, and Gacy literally might have been the absolute worst of the worst among the quote unquote infamous classic serial killers. Um, but it just really is different. The acting is so good by a bunch of people that you may not recognize. And then my brother John's like, "Oh no, all these people are on these different TV shows, blah blah blah." I'm like, I didn't know who any of these people were, and I thought they were all amazing. Um, it's just really good, really different. Yeah, I don't know what else I could say other than you both, I think, would like it very much.
Cool. I didn't even know that existed. So there you go.
That's the other problem. Me and John were talking about, like, why have like it feels like it was like hidden or something. Like, I think Ed Gein took a bit of its shine away, and then a lot of people didn't really like Ed Gein, so it's like they didn't really maybe check out the
Mm.
Gacy. But yeah, Peacock has like fucking gold on their hands with this. You got to check it out.
All right. Um, okay, my honorable mentions. My other film I was wrestling with to put in my top six was Presence by Steven Soderbergh.
Mm. Oh
Uh,
wow.
really, it's interesting film. I think it would drive a lot of horror fans nuts. It's very arty farty and only the way Steven Soderbergh is, really interesting take on the ghost movie. A lot of like long takes, lots of talking, kind of mundane, but I don't know, something about it just really clicked with me. Like right place, right time
I,
watching
I had
experience.
I had meant to see that, but that's totally slipped by me.
Yeah, I think it's slipped by a lot of people. But it's definitely worth checking out. I had Bring Her Back at my number eight. I had Weapons at number nine. And at number 10, The Shrouds by David Cronenberg.
Okay.
Not exactly a horror film, but it's David Cronenberg doing weird David Cronenberg stuff. So it fucking counts. Really interesting film. I don't think I'm dying to see it again, but I will be checking it out again at some point. As far as streaming goes, I got nothing, man. This was a rough year
Ah. Mm.
for things. White Lotus season 3 totally sucked. I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
I
I
wa-
like it.
I watched Euphoria. Wow, was that absolutely fucking awful. I thought it was maybe the worst thing I'd
Oh,
seen until I
oh my
saw
God. I like
Dare
it.
Daredevil season or Reborn was maybe the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I really didn't like it. I can't really think of any other show that I streamed from back to the Chair Company. That's definitely worth checking out. That's brought to you by HBO Max, which
Ah,
this
yes, yes.
this podcast is not brought to you by HBO Max. Just wanted to throw that out there. That's it. That's all I got. Yeah, I didn't, like I said, I was very, very behind this year. And I
Same.
streamed a lot of shows that I did not like. Man, White Lotus was a disappointment.
Mm.
Mike Hill.
I just felt unfulfilled by White Lotus season 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I watched them all back to back. I'd never seen season 1 or 2. And when I finished season 2, season 3 is halfway through. And maybe waiting week to week to watch the last 4 episodes or so hurt it in my eyes, but I just thought the ending was abrupt and silly in a way the last 2 seasons were not. I thought some of the more interesting storylines sort of got like passed over. I mean, there's a moment of incest, which is just sort of like, oh yeah, that happened.
But it happened, but did it? Yeah, that okay. Of all the seasons, it was the weakest, but I enjoyed it, but it was a frustrating one. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if I think Euphoria, the what I think that's from a couple years ago. So, but it was new to me, and for all the people who recommended that to me, shame on you.
Yeah, that's not for me, Euphoria. Definitely not, man.
It's not. No, it's
Yeah.
not. I don't know who it's for, but it's not for me.
Um, all right, so I got quite a few. I'm just gonna run through them real quick. So the proper runner-ups, we got Keeper, which would have been in my top six.
Nice.
Together, great film. Shrouds,
Hmm.
Sinners, which we'll talk about more. I also had VHS Halloween in there because I thought that was the best, most impressive VHS entry since the original series.
Yeah, for sure.
The new Addams Family film, Mother of Flies, is in there. That's another great movie. I saw a screener ahead of the interview I did with them, but I don't know if it's out streaming anywhere yet.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, the Jimmy and Stiggs was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And then if the Death Stalker remade by Steven Kostansky, which I think you
Oh, I
guys should
gotta see
all
that,
check that
man.
out. Patton
Oh my
Oswalt is
God.
in it. He does a voice in there.
Damn.
And then there's like some interesting movies that are mentions. I guess they're honorable mentions to the honorable mentions. And one of them came by way from Matt on Instagram, and it's a movie called Man Finds Tape, which
Hmm.
is like all right, the two films, Man Finds Tape, Matt recommended, and then Dream Eater, which is like a that was part of like some Lovecraft film festival. Both of these films are within that found footage slash mockumentary subgenre. And though I'm not going to say that they're home runs, they're definitely two films that should be mentioned and checked out. Like they're in that realm of movies that you would there's a level of enjoyment associated with them. So I think people should go check those movies out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all right,
Awesome.
streamers. I loved Welcome to Derry. It's like probably my favorite thing that's been on for a while. Of course, Severance season 2 is fantastic. Um, and then
Ooh, forgot about that.
yeah, dude, came second season finally came out.
Hmm.
And Alien Earth, I really enjoyed that. I know that that was a little bit
Yeah, I
lukewarm.
forgot about Alien Earth. I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Divisive, it seems that was.
yeah. I thought it was cool, and I am more excited about the next season because I feel like I forgot the guy's name, but the same dude who did the Fargo series, where it's sort of expanded upon the movies. So this is an expansion of the alien sort of universe. So I'm kind of excited about that. So
Awesome.
yeah.
I saw one episode of that and enjoyed it. So I need to catch up with that. I also watched Severance season 2 and it had some great moments. I gotta say, man, I was a little disappointed with it, which seems to be the theme of shows I've watched this year.
I think
But
so. Mm.
I'm not off board yet, though. I'm still looking forward to season 3.
Yeah, I was just so happy that it was back.
Yeah, I mean, season 1 might be one of the single best seasons of TV I've ever seen.
Hard to top.
Yeah, really, really, really good. Um, Anything you guys were disappointed in or outright hated? Anything that comes to mind? Or
Okay, I've watched the first two Welcome to Derry's, and I don't like it. And my brother said, "Keep going; it gets better." Does it
Oh.
get better, Michael?
Well, see, I liked it right from the get-go, man. I thought it was
Mm.
pretty much what I wanted, and you know, I I mean the it story is a little you're either in or you're out, I think, with Pennywise.
mm,
I am, but like the flying baby thing, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh,
I was
dude, I
not
thought
into
that was
that.
incredible. That was great,
I
man.
hated it. Oh my God. I don't know why. I was just like, what is this? Like, I don't know. Maybe I should rewatch those first two episodes. I was just like, I don't
Well,
know.
now that it's
Going?
all the entire thing's wrapped up, maybe just try to binge a few episodes. I think it's only 8 episodes, so yeah.
Hmm. I didn't hate it. I was just like, I'm like, my mind is not here for this. I didn't watch a 2025 movie that I outright hated, which I guess is a good thing so far, or that I thought was a waste of time. But there's now several movies I'm looking forward to as a result of this episode. So there you go.
Anything coming up next year that you guys are excited for, that we know is definitely coming out, or anything like that?
Well, there's Eggers Werewolf, which is
Yes.
I've been waiting for that since before I knew it existed, I think.
Absolutely. Very curious. I mean, his name will get me into the theater.
Oh, on the streaming side, the Friday the 13th series.
Oh, yeah.
Very excited for that. Very excited.
Yeah, curious to see what they come up with for that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm also looking forward to the next 28 years later installment. Was it Bone Orchard or Bone Temple or something like
The
that?
Bone Temple, not directed by Danny Boyle this time around.
Okay.
By a Yank, I heard.
Yes, I forget her name, but she directed the Candyman remake / reboot, which I absolutely hated.
Dude, how are you not going to have an English person direct this fucking movie, man? It's like the movie is like the most British thing I think I've ever seen, man. It's like having like an American direct like a like a Hammer horror, like a Hammer Dracula movie or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's distinctly British. And then not having a British person direct, I think, is a mistake. Then again, it is like very post-apocalyptic, and maybe that's not as important to the story. So we'll see. As much as I absolutely loathe 28 years later, I probably will go to the theater to see the Bone Temple.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to see that.
All right.
That wraps up 2025. I tell you, I would have bet money that the two of you would have had that Cronenberg on your list. I have not seen it yet, but I'm going to see it now, even though it seems like you guys were not over the moon with it.
I liked it. It is just a very almost impenetrable film. Like it's very Cronenberg at his most high-minded, where you're a little lost as to what the hell you just saw. And it's very long. It is all dialogue. Nothing really happens. I'm not really selling it, but I did like it.
It was killer. Just that the same thing. It's like if I wanted to be like a hipster about it, I would have put it as my number 3 or something like that. But it's like putting like a Merzbow record on your best albums of the year. You know what I mean? It's like you liked it, but it's not one of the best movies. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right. I got you.
Perfect analogy. Yeah. It's definitely Cronenberg in Cosmopolis mode. And if you've seen Cosmopolis and you dug it, then you'll dig The Shrouds. If you absolutely hated Cosmopolis, probably going to hate The Shrouds.
Mm-hmm. Ay. All right.
And that's it.
So, yes, as we stated at the top of the show, this is the final episode of 2025. We want to thank everyone who checks us out each week for your support. We're going to come back in January, and at some point in January, you will get that big 300th episode with the three of us once again, right, guys?
Yeah, that's right. And we're talking about doing a neo-noir Maniacs series too. So more to be talked about later in 2026 about that. So,
yes,
for sure. Yeah, man.
Fun stuff coming up.
We touch on that genre. Like every now and then we'll dip our toe in that world.
Mm-hmm.
And especially since we've done a bunch of giallo films, and neo-noir, it's like a dark subgenre that I think we should do a little series on that.
Agree. All right, guys.
Everyone have a great holiday. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We're taking a short break, and we'll see you next year.
Peace.
Take care.
A sound from above.